A very good morning to all of you who are just joining us live. Happy Sunday too. Today we are having a session, the first session of the free revision classes for EIS SM and ITSM for intermediate and IPCC students. As you all know, the faculty for this paper, this session is CSR Bharath Kumar sir. CSR Bharath Kumar sir is a company secretary by profession. He's involved in teaching of mercantile laws for CA, CPT, law, ethics and communication, ITSM, EISSM for IPCC, and also ISCA papers for final students. Sir is notably a very eminent faculty in this particular paper, and I'm sure you all will enjoy this session. It is a Sunday morning. Hope all our minds would be fresh, and let's learn as much as possible and try to get a grip on this particular paper. So happy learning to all of you. Once again, I welcome you all. Before we begin, I would like to thank CS Bharath Kumar sir for having agreed, for having accepted our invitation to come amidst his busy schedules to come over and teach all our students, that too for 8-hour long 8-hour long session. Today is the first session. This session will go on for 2 hours, and today evening also we are having another session, followed by Monday evening and followed by Tuesday evening. Stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel so that you get notified whenever we come live with faculties for revision for exams. Thank you so much for all the students who are joining. Thank you, Bharath sir. I once again welcome you all for this session. Happy learning all the very best. Over to Bharath Kumar sir.
Thank you, Annapurni. Happy morning, dears. It's a fantastic Sunday. So we know that we have already started preparing for exams. Now we are in September 20th. So we have easily 1.5 months time for us to revise back. So I thought maybe we can do a quick full revision on the important concepts in strategic management and EIS. So we'll quickly start because it's already time. So Dhanalakshmi, Subbalakshmi, Durga has joined. Okay, very good. Some 13-14 people have joined. Okay, very good. So we are increasing that. Okay. Now, good. I'll give a very small introduction on what strategic management is all about and how we are going to cover. So it will be easy for us to take over all the 8 hours of our EISSM session. The very important note to remember is this subject is actually very easy. The only thing we will have to remember that is it is easy, and there is no shortcut for you to say that there is hard work, but you still be able to manage it very easily if you are conceptually strong. You can ask me, sir, this is a theory subject, should we only mug it up? Not necessary, because it is highly conceptual, and once you know the flow of the concept and once you know the full coverage of strategic management, it will become very easy. So I'll start with a small introduction, maybe so for some 5-10 minutes, and then we will go inside the corporate level strategies. You will know. Every organization will have a business, correct? Every organization will have a business. When we say business, usually we say profit making. Anybody who does a profit making is said to be a businessman. But here, the business is defined by a person called Peter F. Drucker. What did he say? He says, it is the act of being busy. When you say business, it is act of being busy. For example, I am now busy. I am doing either a regular occupation or a commercial activity. Either I can do buying and selling, or I can do a regular occupation. If I am busy and when I am doing a regular occupation or a commercial activity, I am in a business. Not necessary, it should be only for profit making. Because we say business, whenever we say business, we usually say, yes, profit making has to be done, I am a businessman. When Peter F. Drucker says, he says, not necessary for profit making. If at all you are busy, and if you are doing either a regular occupation or a commercial activity, you call it as business. When we say business, see the connections that I wanted to give. Objectives of business will be majorly 5. You can ensure profit can be there. And when you have profit, automatically you will have a growth. When you have growth, you will have real efficiency. Then you will not always be in growth. You will also be coming to a stability stage where you become matured. Then you will not always be stabilized. You will go for survival. That means you will try to manage with the technology and other future related things, and you will go for survival stage. So if you indirectly remember the keywords that I told profit, growth, real efficiency, stability, and survival. Indirectly, if you remember, we will come with a concept called progress. So what is this progress that we wanted to talk about? We are saying PRO is profitability, G is growth, RE is real efficiency, S is stability, another S is survival. So we can accordingly remember it very easily and we can manage this point. Now, what we are talking about the objectives of business. When we say objectives of business, we always say again progress. I'll make you remember profitability, growth, real efficiency, stability, and survival. Now, when you wanted to cover this, you should know we are connecting with a product life cycle. As you know what is there in product life cycle, you would have studied in costing and FM. Now, product life cycle has 4 stages. Can you tell me what are those 4 stages? Guys, we are in the chat also, so that let's make it interactive. I don't want to do a one-way communication. If you interact, it will be very good for us to cover. What is there in your stages of product life cycle? Can you tell me? How many stages are there? What are there? Guys, I am waiting for your reply. Okay. The 4 stages. There are 4 stages in product life cycle. We say it is introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. So you will have 4 things to cover: introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Now we will connect that with the progress. We already told objectives of business is progress, profitability, growth, real efficiency, stability, survival. See what I am doing? I am connecting that with the product life cycle. Yes. Asha comes back. Introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Very good. Now, when you see the growth of your progress, G, that also gets connected with your growth stage. And IGMT, that's what we call it as product life cycle. I is introduction, G is growth, M, maturity. Maturity is your stability. And survival is your decline. So, introduction, there is no big deal. Growth is connected with growth. Maturity is connected with stability. Decline is connected with survival. So, if you know, there is a fantastic connection between objectives of business and product life cycle. In analysis, in strategy, we will have many analysis. One of them is called portfolio analysis. In portfolio analysis, you will have a concept called ADL matrix, Arthur D. Little matrix. Please understand, I'm just giving you a connection, and from there I'll go to the corporate level strategies. So when I wanted to cover this, I told in portfolio analysis, there will be something called Arthur D. Little matrix. When you say Arthur D. Little matrix, we easily told that it will cover your embryonic, growth, maturity, and aging, because the ADL matrix is an inspiration from product life cycle. We already told product life cycle is introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Now we are connecting that with the ADL matrix x-axis, which is called EGMA. We always have something called mnemonics so that you can try to remember the keywords or shortcuts. Our mind will always try to observe things when it is magical, when it is colorful, when it is going to make you remember for a long period of time. So we always say in psychologically, the subconscious level, it has to be really strong as a memory. So It should go inside your permanent memory, which is called your subconscious. So when you wanted to cover your mnemonics, automatically you will remember that. That's the way you will have to remember your keywords for your memory, and that's how mnemonics will always help you. Now, when I told progress, next time whenever you see progress anywhere, you will think only about objectives of business, because we told profitability, growth, real efficiency, stability, and survival. Now, whenever you cover your product life cycle, wherever you see something called product, you will remember the life cycle, which is called IGMD: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Correct? Including our life cycle, we also have introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Correct? So that's how they wanted to cover. Now, wait for it. I have covered the objectives of business. From there, I have connected with product life cycle. From there, I have connected with EGMA, which is your ADL matrix, Arthur D. Little matrix. Embryonic is introduction, growth is growth, maturity is maturity, decline is aging here, EGMA. Now, if you try to see for every stage, there will always be stability, growth, and all. Now, we are coming to the strategic levels in organization. Now, when you say strategic levels in organization, usually in the organization, if you see in the hierarchy, they will say there are three levels: corporate level, business level, and functional level. This is for strategy. But generally, when in organization, you will say top level, middle level, and the low level. Now, when you wanted to cover this corporate level, business level, and functional level, again, corporate level will be based on the top level. Business level will be almost like the middle level, but it is divisional level, and functional level is departments level. So you can accordingly remember this. You can also write it and keep. That's the hierarchy we will try to connect. In IT, we call it as business information system. You will have top level, middle level, and low level. Here we call in strategy, it is called corporate level, business level, and functional level. So you can remember. So right, there are three strategic levels in organization. One is called corporate level, another is called business level, another is called functional level. There are three. So we can accordingly remember that in an easy way. Now, once you do this corporate level, business level, and functional level, we will try to say corporate level is going to be more major maximum level strategies. That means your top level strategies. In corporate level, we usually, if you remember, we connected with the objectives of business, and then we went to the product life cycle, and then we went to ADL matrix, and now we will connect that with corporate level strategies. We will usually easily remember when we say corporate level strategies in a fun way, SIRC. Correct? It is not your Southern Indian Regional Council of Institute, ICA. SIRC is the way that we will try to remember as mnemonics. Stability, inherent expansion, retrenchment, and combination. So you will have four things: SIRC. So stability, inherent expansion, retrenchment, and combination. When you try to cover this, we will usually say stability is already connected with the stability. That means in your objectives of business, it is growth. In your growth, stability, and survival, here we will say SIRC, stability is maturity or stability. Next is inherent expansion, which is otherwise called growth. Expansion, growth. So when you have more return, we will have more risk. How you will try to cover that? The third is retrenchment, which is like you are connecting your survival and decline stage. If you see what I have told in objectives of business, product life cycle, ADL matrix, and SIRC, now I am going to cover. All these are from different chapters. But conceptually, if you see, it will all be based on product life cycle only. So stability, it is again stability. Inherent expansion is growth. Retrenchment is going to be survival, and it can be a combination also. Now, first I will tell you all these stories. So when you go inside the concept and keywords, you will understand it in a much better way. Now, stability. Stability, you will ensure that whenever you wanted to have a stabilized, you should have gone from growth. From growth, once you cannot always be growing, you will come to a maturity stage. This stage is very cautious and conservative and risky. So, right, stability strategy is cautious and conservative strategy, because though you are in stability, you are in a mature stage. If you are not cautious and conservative, and why we are saying risky, because it can go any time to survival stage. That means you will close down the business sometimes once for all if you do not know how to proceed with that. So we should be very careful about in the stability strategy. Next, inherent expansion. When we say inherent expansion, we will say growth strategy. Whenever you deal with products, there are four ways that you will deal with products. See what I am trying to do. The inherent expansion, I am connecting with another analysis called Ansoff matrix. Strategic analysis, Ansoff matrix. ANSOFF, Ansoff matrix. Now you can write it and keep the connections that I am giving, because that will cover your major of your strategic management. Ansoff matrix. In Ansoff matrix, the Ansoff matrix is developed by a person called Iger Ansoff. What will he try to say? He will say you should deal with the product and with the market. There can be various products that you can deal, and there can be various markets you can deal. But when you say products and markets, he easily differentiated into two products and two markets. Existing product, new product, existing market and new market. So totally he told only four things. I'll again repeat. Ansoff matrix is developed by a person called Iger Ansoff, IGOR ANSOFF, Iger Ansoff. What did he say? Whenever you deal with the product, you will also deal inside the market. So product is differentiated into two: existing product and new product. Market is differentiated into two: existing market and new market. Now listen carefully. When we have four things, 2 into 2, 4. So when he says existing product and existing market, he told very clearly that it is market penetration. You will not try to increase the cost or the price of the product. You will only try to keep it penetrating. That means product also is existing, market also is existing. You will only penetrate. That means you will not increase the price. That means you are in a normal situation. You will only try to get the benefit, but you will try to ensure more number of people are covered. So existing product and existing market is market penetration. Now, when the product is new and when the market is existing, it is called product development. Market, there is no change, but product alone, it is changing from old product to new product. Let's take for an example, Coca-Cola. When they wanted to bring Coca-Cola, so they did not keep the name itself called Coca-Cola. Sometimes they brought like Diet Coke, and they brought something called Zero Coke. The whatever the value additions that they wanted to give inside the product and for the branding of the product, they keep on be changing. So product they were able to change, and they say product development. Sometimes product will be existing, market will be new. When the market is new, we call it as market development. That means the level of consumers or the customers, the range, the product range, geographical area, customer concentration. If you are changing that, then it becomes market development. Product will be same. I am not going to change the product. Market will keep on be changing. It is called market development. When there is a change in the product also, when there is a change in the market also, that means new product, new market, we call it as diversification. So I'll again repeat. Ansoff matrix, we told there are four things to remember: existing product and existing market, new product and new market, existing product, new market, new product, existing market. There are four things. So existing, new only will be changing. Product and market is changing. So 2 into 2, 4. Now why am I doing this? Because I told I will have to cover that with your SIRC. I'll again quickly sum up. First, I am telling you the stories today. Then when we start writing the keywords, maybe in the evening, When we do it for corporate level, business level, and functional level together, we can cover up with the easy way of finding out what is there in the whole concept. Listen carefully. First, I told objectives of business is progress. Second, I told product life cycle covers introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Number 3, I told it is connected with the ADL matrix, which is your EGMA, embryonic growth, maturity, and age. Number 4, I connected with the corporate level strategies, which I, in a fun way, said SIRC, stability, inherent expansion, retrenchment, and combination. Now, all these 4 are covered. Now, when I am covering SIRC, I told for stability, it is cautious, conservative, and risky approach, because if you are not properly keeping stability, it may anytime go to survival. So when I completed stability, I came to inherent expansion. When I came to inherent expansion, I told very clearly, I will connect this with Ansoff matrix. Ansoff matrix is developed by a person called Iger Ansoff. When we told Iger Ansoff matrix, we told 4 determinants or 4 factors is important. That 4 is existing product, existing market, new product, new market. So we told that market and product related. What did I tell you? Now I'll ask you questions. Can you try answering me? Existing product and existing market. What will you remember? Existing product and existing market. Both are existing. What is the answer you will tell me? Existing product, existing market. Very good. Yes, very good. Market penetration. Everybody told it correctly. Perfect. Very good. Market penetration. That means you will not try to develop your own product. Very good. Durga, Subbalakshmi, Nisha, Suparna, Abhirami. Very good. Market penetration. Very good. When it is both existing, it is market penetration. Good. Asha, Yuvan. Very good. Everybody is right. When we go to new product and new market, what will you try to remember? New product, new market. Both are new. Both are new. New product, new market. Very good. Diversification. Yes, very good. Diversification. Good. Now, what we were talking about, we are now concentrating on Ansoff metrics. Very good. All the people are telling it perfectly. Good. Now, we will connect with the concept. Listen carefully. Why I am talking about the theory initially to start a best. When we complete the concept really strong, then we can go to the keywords. Listen. Now, when you wanted to cover this particular portion called Ansoff matrix, we should know how inherent expansion of your corporate level strategies is covering up. When we say SIRC, I am talking about inherent expansion. Very good. Many people are coming up with the correct answer. Good. Inherent expansion is equal to market penetration plus market development plus product development plus diversification. This is what we will try to say indirectly. But when you cover your SIRC, which is your grand strategy or corporate level strategy, they also connect it and say it is Fluyak and Jaw strategy. There are 3 names: corporate level strategy, otherwise called grand strategies, otherwise called Gluyak and Jaw strategies indirectly. Gluyak, Glueck, Gluyak, Jaw, Jauch. Gluyak and Jaw strategies. When they say corporate level strategies, again I'll repeat, it is called Cloaca strategy, it is called grand strategy, and it is called corporate level strategy. Now listen here. When I talked about SIRC, we were in yes, stability, we told that. Inherent expansion, we told market penetration, market development, product development, and diversification. We told it very clearly. But when you cover grand strategies here, they will say the inherent expansion is equal to intensification plus diversification. They will say inherent expansion of grand is equal to, you can write it and keep, inherent expansion of grand is equal to intensification plus diversification. But what did I tell? I told ans of matrix is 4. But here they are telling only 2. You can ask me, sir, how it is connected. Yes, I will tell you. Diversification, here they have told us diversification. But here they are using a word called intensification. In intensification, 3 are automatically inside. What are they? Market penetration, market development, product development. So intensification, I plus D is equal to inherent expansion. I is equal to intensification. Intensification is equal to market penetration, market development, and product development. Diversification is the new product and new market. This is what they will try to segregate and tell you. Now we are in the 4th chapter, correct? You will not know which chapter I am covering because everything is conceptual. As a professional, we should not go by the chapter. We should go by the concept. Now, when I told objectives of business, it is the introduction chapter. When I told ADL matrix and ans of matrix, connecting your product life cycle, it is another chapter, dynamics of competitive strategy. That's for your new syllabus. You will cover with that strategic analysis. Now, when I talk about the corporate level strategies, I am connecting the 2nd chapter, 1st chapter, and the 4th chapter. Correct? So, when you wanted to know this 4th chapter, you should also know top level only is 4th chapter, middle level is 5th chapter, the low level will be, or the department level will be 6th chapter. So, we can accordingly try to remember. The 4th chapter is corporate level, 5th chapter is business level, 6th chapter is functional level. So, indirectly, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, we are connecting. Now, why am I not able to do that for the other chapters like 7, 8 and all? You have other concepts apart from what I am covering. You have a huge concept related. Whenever we take the class, we should only cover with the concept. I don't go by the chapters. I don't tell the index first for strategic management. If you know the storyline, it's going to make your job very, very, very easy. So I'll again come back. So when we say SIRC, stability we already told, inherent expansion we already told is equal to I plus D. I is equal to intensification, D is equal to diversification. Intensification is equal to market penetration plus market development plus product development. That's all we have done for your inherent expansion. Now we should come to retrenchment. Now, retrenchment, we are in this survival stage. We are in this survival stage. That means you have gone to growth and you have been stabilized and you will always have a decline or aging. You remember IGMD and EGMA I am connecting. That means your product life cycle and ADL matrix I am connecting. When we say decline, will you ensure that directly you will say, yes, I will go for a decline? No, you will not do like that. You will ensure, you will try to slowly reduce your activity. Now listen, I'll come back with a big concept in retrenchment. In retrenchment, there are 4 stages. Just like that, you will not close down the business. If you see the company law, you will use a word called insolvency and insolvency. In that, you will try to say bankruptcy and corporate insolvency for individuals, for partnership, and for corporate insolvency is for corporate. So you will try to differentiate. That is what in law we will try to connect this as Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. That is your economic law, and which you will connect with the company law concept called winding up. So you will differentiate the company law's perspective there. In strategic management's perspective, you will use a word called retrenchment. But the retrenchment is not the final stage. In retrenchment, there are 4 stages. One is called retrenchment, another is turnaround, another is divestment, another is liquidation. So if you see the screen, you will understand that you have RTDL concept. What is RTDL? Retrenchment, turnaround, divestment, and liquidation. So you will try to cover that in a bigger way. Now listen to the story. We will complete RTDL and then we can go to the next step. Retrenchment. What they will try to do? They will reduce the scope of activity. Slowly they will reduce the activity because they can close it down. Now I will connect this with an organizational structure. In your 7th chapter and 8th chapter connection, you will have something called organizational structure. For the new syllabus, EIS, you have 8 organizational structures. For old syllabus, you have 6. And the new syllabus, you will have 8 organizational structures. There, we will use a word called strategic business unit, SBU. Every unit will have a business and every business will have a strategy. Let's take for an example, ABC Limited, private limited or public company, whatever it is. In that, C is not functioning well. When C is not functioning well, will you close the whole ABC company itself? No. You will only try to reduce the scope of activity to C because it disturbs the profit of A and B also. So we are going to prepare only one financial statement. Unit wise, you will try to see what is the profit. So when it is reducing the profit or when it is making too much of loss, you will say, C, we will slowly reduce the scope of activity. Now, when you reduce the scope of activity, you will try to find out the root cause analysis. Why it is happening like that? Why are we getting a loss? What is our problem? What should we change? Internal environment or external environment? We will have this problem, correct? When I say internal environment and external environment, we should remember a concept called SWOT analysis. When you say strength and weakness, it is more internal environment. When you say opportunity and threat, we have external environment. Now see the connection. I am connecting again the 2nd chapter and 3rd chapter indirectly with an analysis called SWOT analysis. You should know whenever there is a problem, whether it is a problem in internal environment or external environment. When you say internal environment, you should first know what is your strength and weakness. Are you able to change your strength? Are you able to overcome the weakness? This is one side you will have to cover. Now, when you wanted to go for the external environment, no, my strength and weakness, I know I am working on it. Now, I should know and find out my opportunity. And if there is any threat that is disturbing my opportunity, I should rectify that. So, I will cover my opportunities or threats. So, I am telling you, whenever you have a problem area in the retrenchment, you should diagnose the cause of the problem. You should know the root cause analysis. When you wanted to know the root cause analysis, you should know whether it is SW or OT, strength and weakness or opportunities and threats. When you say strength and weakness, internal environment. When you say opportunity and threat, it is external environment. Now listen here. Whenever there is going to be a retrenchment, beyond a point of time, only internally you should change yourself and you cannot change many things externally. So they will try to come back with the concept called turn around the strategy. Now I will tell you a story from a movie called Bahubali. You would have seen this. We always say mind mapping. In psychology, we call it as mind mapping. That means the visualization, the pictures that we try to have, we map it in the mind like visualizing the pictures. So when I connect it with a movie, it will be making you easy to understand what I am talking about. Let's take for an example. In the movie called Bahubali, the part 1, you can ask me what is the part, sir? Part 2 parts are released. It is part 1. Now, if you remember the story, there will be one big idol on the villain that they will try to bring it up. They will try to bring it up. Correct? All the people who are there will be already tired. If you remember that scene, all people will be looking tired. So the other people, the people from the villain side and the people from the king's side will start hitting those people and saying them to pull it really, really hard. So they will try to the maximum possible extent. They will not be able to. There will be senior people, there will be young people, but they will look really tired. The whole kingdom will be looking like very somber, correct? They will not have a good mood because Bahubali is not there. And they would have forgot that. If you remember the scene, what will happen? They will start hitting all the people. At that time, the introduction of the hero will come. So the Bahubali will come inside. He will come with the scarf and he will try to pull in. When everybody is pulling from the front side, this fellow alone will turn back and he will try to pull it from the back side. Correct? Now what happens the moment when they see that fellow, and the senior fellow will be raised up and he will find out when the scarf is moved, he will try to find his Bahubali, and then he will start saying Bahubali, Bahubali, and all people will be bringing back that energy because Bahubali has come. He started building up that energy, and with one single hand he will try to bring it back, and the whole people will become energetic, and then the idol will be friend, and people will be happy and they will start playing the sounds above. You remember this scene that I'm talking about for these 2-3 minutes? Now here, let's come back to the turnaround strategy. Okay, let's finish the Bahubali story, come back to the turnaround strategy. Now the idol that is lying down is a company, correct? The company is almost falling. You should try to bring back into the normal situation. The people who are there in the story are the employees of the company. They are already tired. They have done a number of concepts and they have tried different strategies. They did not know how to do. They became tired. But they still trying to bring the company to the original position, but they are not able to do. So somebody has to come like Bahubali and help them. So the Bahubali is the CEO of the company, the chief executive officer. What the CEO will try to come and do, he will try to do a turnaround strategy like Bahubali. Like how Bahubali pulls it from the turnaround. He is turning around and pulling. Like that, he will try to use a different strategy or technique to bring the company in a stand position. That means the turnaround strategy, they are saying internal retrenchment. You should try to do internal environment. Now you remember why I connected with strength and weakness. So he will try to bring the turnaround strategy. He will try to do in a different way how to bring back that company into the original situation, and he can try to bring it to the normal. Once the CEO brings the strategy, the corporate level, the top level alone will not do that. It should be passed on to the business level, and business level should be passed on to the department level, and all the three people should work together. So like how in the movie, all the people will pull together and they will bring back the energy. It is not only the CEO who pulls the company, it is all the people who pull over the company, and they may try to bring it to the normal situation. That means what? From survival strategy, they will try to bring to stability strategy. Okay, so like this. Now, when there is a retrenchment and turnaround is taken, turnaround can be positive or negative. Listen carefully. Retrenchment, sometimes they think that no, this is not going to work out at all. They will say no turnaround. Let's go directly for divestment and liquidation. Let's close the company. Let's sell off all the assets and settle the liabilities, and we can accordingly ensure either we will start with a new company or we will try to diversify. Here I am using the two words called divestment and diversification. Don't confuse with these two words. Divestment is the next stage after retrenchment and the before stage of liquidation. Divestment means they are slowly reducing the function. They will do sale or liquidation, and then the liquidation process will complete. Diversification is you are moving to a new product and new market, as I told you in Ants of Matrix. Now, what I am connecting? I am connecting a word called divestment and diversification. Divest means you will sell off that, and you can also diversify. You can sell off and go to new product and new market. So you can divest and diversify. Now, this is what we are trying now here. Now, turnaround strategy. I'll come back again to the story. When we completed the story, we told very clearly it should be done for an internal retrenchment. You should know how to change your strength and weakness, how to improve your internal efficiency. Only if you are able to do that, turnaround strategy will be done. As I have already told you, not all companies would wait for and do turnaround strategy. Sometimes they'll go for divestment and liquidation. Some companies will go for turnaround. Turnaround can be successful or unsuccessful. When it is successful, the story of Bahubali can come inside, and then from survival, it will go to stability. Sometimes the turnaround strategy will be unsuccessful. If still after turnaround also you are not able to do for a long time, it will automatically go to divestment and liquidation. It is like a person who is in a in the what to say, in the coma stage. That means you are trying to bring him by doing something internally. You are changing his internal body with the mind or with the power of the medicines, and you try to bring. But even after you bring him from the coma to the normal situation, he will not be for a long period of time. Will he be another 100 years? No. It will run for some another 10-15 years, and then only it will go for decline. Exactly the same way. Turnaround strategy also will be like that. So we should know how long you are going to manage with that. Now, turnaround strategy, we say it is to reverse the process of decline. That means you are removing. See the keywords that I have used in the Excel. It will remove the process of decline. If the organization chooses to reverse the process of decline, you will automatically say that this is how they wanted to cover it up. Reverse the process of decline. They call it as turnaround strategy. Now they will say it is not just a retrenchment, it is internal retrenchment. You are trying one more to go inside the situation and do internally for your strength and weakness. What is that they will try to say? Internal efficiency has to be improved. When you try to improve your internal efficiency, automatically that means you are trying to do a turnaround strategy. When will you know that there are the danger signals? When will you know that you are already moving from retrenchment to divestment? When you will know you should do turnaround strategy? He told there are 6 danger signals. I have used a mnemonic called DUMPOLA, DUMPOLA. What are these danger signals? Number 1, declining the market share. Whenever the share is decreasing, automatically you know that something is wrong with the company. So you should accordingly go for turnaround. Yes. Second, deterioration in physical activities. You are not performing well, either product wise or people wise. You are not able to do it properly. It is deteriorating slowly. In a phased manner, it is coming down. So we should know that something is wrong with the company. So we should try to do turnaround. The third is uncompetitive products and services. If at all you see now, now Vodafone and Idea. Let's come to the practical example. Now you know that once the Airtel was really strong, Vodafone was separate and Idea was separate. Yes, Idea was not in a full-fledged way, but Vodafone was doing something. They were able to do in a better way. They were trying, if you remember, they will show up that pug dog. So they will try to show up, the network will follow all these things and all they were talking about. When the Airtel was there, when Jio was not introduced, listen carefully. When Jio was not introduced, they said Airtel is showing up. If at all you remember, they will go and sit in a place like Siachen Glacier or in the place where there will be too much of ice, snow. There they will go and say live streaming is possible. See, we are able to do a live streaming. The video is working. Connectivity is fantastic. Now, immediately after the Jio came, Jio was not able to show a perfect picture to start. But once they wanted to give something for free for some 1 to 1.5 years, everybody has started getting a second SIM and the second network. We also started using Jio, irrespective of whether you had Vodafone, Idea, or Airtel. Now, please understand what I am trying to say. I will come back to this story. Now, with this, the point is Jio is a threat of new entrant. I am connecting with a concept called Michael Porter 5 forces rule. I'll just give you a concept. I'll explain that after we complete the story so that it's easy for us to know the keywords later. Now, here, when they wanted to say the threat of new entrant is fantastic, Jio is like very powerful source of competition. Now, after Jio introduces, can you ask Airtel to show the same live streaming video that they were sitting in the iceberg? So it is not possible. So they will not be able to do what they have done it previously because this fellow is a powerful source of competition. Now, when they wanted to say Airtel and Jio is competing, now what happened? There is a merger that has happened between Vodafone and Idea, and now they have brought VI concept. Correct? Vodafone and Idea, they merged together. Now, what is that they are trying to do? They have almost gone to retrenchment. Now, don't you think they are trying to bring a turnaround strategy? Yes. they know that the competition is really powerful. Already Jio is taking up really strong. After that, the Airtel is also trying to manage and bring back in a better way. Now, what shall we do? Now, instead of divestment and liquidation, what it is trying to do, it is going for a turnaround strategy. It has tried to see what are all the reverse, how to reverse the process of decline, how to improve internal efficiency. How they would have thought that they should bring turnaround strategy here, because they would have either got any of these danger signals that we are discussing. What are the danger signals? I told 6 danger signals are there. We call it as dumpola, D-U-M-P-O-L-A. What is this dumpola? Declining in the market share. Share is decreasing. So you should try to connect it and say, very importantly, you should know turnaround should happen. Otherwise, it will not be possible to continue with the company's business. You will only go for divestment and liquidation. Deterioration in physical activities. Slowly you are stopping the physical activities, like previously you are not able to manage the situation. Correct? Now, and all in this pandemic situation, many people in the company, many companies would have gone to turnaround strategy because they may not have a very proper source of income like how they had before. Don't you think so? Yes. So 6 danger signal. What is the third one? Uncompetitive products and services. Now only I told about VI, Vodafone and Idea. So they wanted to cover up and say, competitive products and services, I am not able to give anything for free, or I am not able, like Jio, and I am not able to give any products and services like Airtel. What will I do? So I am doing an uncompetitive products and service. I am not able to manage. So I will do a turnaround strategy. Number 4, mismanagement. The management is properly not done. So you will say mismanagement. Number 5, the most crucial factor, persistent negative cash flow. You cannot have a negative cash flow in the business. If at all you have a negative cash flow, it's openly showing you that you are having a danger signal. It's showing you a danger signal. Persistent negative cash flow. 1 or 2 here, it is okay, because when we say profit loss, we will not say profit or loss. We will say profit and loss account only. Correct? Why do we say profit and loss? Because whenever you have a profit for one particular month, next month it can be profit or loss. Okay? So January, if you take profit, February can be loss. March can be loss, April can be loss, May, June, July can be profit. So in a particular year, profit also will come, loss also will come. So profit and loss. But you should not say profit or loss, because at the end of the financial only, either you will get profit or loss. But during the month, every month there can be profit and loss changing here and there. So we will say profit and loss. So here, when they wanted to say negative cash flow, they said it is not just like 1 month. The moment immediately 1 month negative cash flow comes, you should not do turnaround strategy. What is the point? They are saying persistent negative cash flow from the business. Then there should be something really, really wrong, something happening with the company. So if you remember the last point, either overstaffing. 4 people only should work in that particular designation or job, but 8 people are working. Don't you think you are paying extra 4 people unnecessarily? Yes. Now this only we will connect with a structure called hourglass structure. I told you 8 organizational structures. In that they told hourglass structure. See what I am doing. I am talking only about the 4th chapter, but I already connected with the 1st chapter, 2nd chapter, the 3rd chapter. Now we are in the 4th chapter, 5th and 6th, and I am connecting with the 8th chapter. So indirectly, the whole concept of strategic management is covering. What am I talking about? When you do overstaffing, you will have to lay off the people from the business. Correct? You will have to do cost cutting. Not the layoff is the only option. Cost cutting has to be done. So for cost cutting, you will try to improve, you will try to bring a concept called layoff. When you wanted to lay off, whether it is the top management you will lay off, whether it is middle management, or whether it is the low level management, we usually say hourglass structure has to be brought in. Because you are in the top level and people are getting big salaries and remuneration, you cannot take 2-3 CEOs out and say, I am doing a hourglass structure. so that we can remove 3 CEOs because we are paying them more. That's all. You are almost making it ready for divestment and liquidation. What will you do if you take CEO or CFO from the company? So you cannot do anything about it. So we should know that top level cannot be removed. CEO, CFOs and all you cannot remove. Now only we told CEO is the Bahubali of the business. Correct? You cannot ensure you can take them out. The second point you will have to remember is low level people are already getting a low salary. A remuneration is not going to make much of difference. And for your information, it is not only the people who take decision making. People should work in the job. So low level people will start working. But so who will be there apart from the top and low level? Only the middle level people will be there. How will you remove them? You will remove them by laying off. How will you then function the process? You can ask me, sir. 10 people, 12 people are there in the middle level. You are removing 6 people or 5 people means how the remaining 7 people will be able to do the 5 people's job. Now, what we say, that's what we bring hourglass structure. We say the middle level management people will be completed by the technological tools. When you do automation, we connect with IT now. Business process automation. Correct? You would have studied this in EIS or information technology, business process automation. So when you wanted to do automation of business process, manual activity will get reduced, will be reduced, and machine level activity will be improved. So automatically you will try to come up with a concept called business process automation. So when you do business process automation and when you bring technological tools, you will automatically come inside your hourglass structure. So you can accordingly manage. Now for this one word called overstaffing, we tried to brought the organizational structure. In that we wanted to bring hourglass structure. Now, overstaffing. So you will remove the extra people. You will replace it with the technology. If you wanted a hourglass structure, bring back that hourglass structure. Low morale. Confidence is not there. Positivity is not there. If you remember, that's what we told in the story of the Bahubali also. Morale was not good. Confidence is not good. Nobody was there to boost them. So that is also a problem. Asking for high turnover. If I'm getting a 10,000 rupees salary, I am doing a better job. I'm asking for a 20,000. Already we are now in the retrenchment stage. How will a person getting 10,000 can be provided 20,000? It is not possible. So at that time, what you will try to do, you will say very clearly that this is how they will try to manage, and we will say we cannot do anything about it. So let's go for a turnaround strategy. So the turnaround strategy will always ensure that you can accordingly remember that whenever there is a reversing the process of decline, you do a turnaround strategy. Whenever there is going to be an improvement of internal efficiency, and you will try to do a turnaround strategy. What are the danger signals that we have? That's what we are talking about. DUMPOLA, declining. So, what is this? The declining market share, deterioration in physical activities. D is done. U, uncompetitive products or services. Yes. M, mismanagement. P, persistent negative cash flow. OLA, overstaffing, low morale, asking for high turnover of employees. Don't you think you can remember this? Yes, you can remember the 6 danger signals. Yes. Now, we should know that there are stages or action plans when we wanted to cover the turnaround strategy. The stages or action plans, I will try to bring back in the evening so we can remember it again. Because for me, I will not say 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock is only corporate level. I will close it at 12 o'clock. We will open again in the evening, only functional and business level. No, I don't go in that particular aspect. So I wanted to tell it in a clear way. All the 3 strategies I will take till the end of today, so that you will know that this is what will be there in your strategic management. So 5 stages or action plans. It is an order. You cannot change the order. They will say assess the current problems, analyze the situation. Then you will have to do an internal reconstruction. Then you will have to identify a plan, and then restructuring the business and return to normal. So there are 5 stages. We can manage it and we can write the keywords in the evening. because that's a very important question for November 2020. Now, what I am concentrating is, we are concentrating on the quick last minute revision for November 2020 exams based on these 3 chapters. Now, we know that turnaround can be working, it need not work also. When it is working, from survival, it will go to stability. When it is not working, it will go to divestment and liquidation. Now, are we clear till this? Guys, people who are listening, are you able to get this? Shall I ask you some 2-3 questions so that you can answer and finish? Yes. Number 1, the first question. New product and new market, we told diversification. Tell me, what is existing product and new market? So that we should know that I have already taken for an hour. You should know how to bring back this. New product and existing market. Tell me both. New product and existing market is what? New product and existing market. Tell me both. Product is new, market is new. Tell me what is that? We told market penetration and diversification. Don't bother about that. Tell me the remaining 2. Let's see how far you have got the concept in your head. Concept is more important for a professional exam. Very good. Market development. So when the market is new, people have started answering it as market development. Very good. Market development. Very good. Market is new. What happens when the product is new? That's what I'm waiting for. Yes, very good. Market development and product development. Very good. 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 Yes. Nice. Yes. Market development and product development. Very good. Now I'll ask you the next question and wait for your answer. Expansion strategy of grand is equal to dash plus dash. Expansion strategy of grand is equal to dash plus dash. Tell me the answer. Dash plus dash. Very good. Intensification plus diversification. Good. Intensification plus diversification. Very nice. Yes, this is what we connected with the concept. You remember? Yes. Intensification is equal to market penetration plus market development plus product development. Yes. Now, this is what we told in the flow of the concept. Very good. Most of the people are right. Very nice. Intensification plus diversity. Good. 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 Now, let's go to the next concept. Now, we are done with retrenchment. We are done with turnaround. We should also go for divestment and liquidation. Okay? Yes. Now, when I ask this, I have one more question. Now, tell me, what are the objectives of business? I'll ask you this question. Once you tell the answer, then we can accordingly go to the next level. Tell me the objectives of business. Then we can go for divestment. Let me know the answer. Progress. Very good. Yes. Now, this is how you will remember the mnemonics. Very nice. Progress. Yes. Good. Good. Profitability, growth, real efficiency. Whenever you are in your progressing stage, what you will remember? You will always remember objectives of business. Very good. Progress, profitability, growth, real efficiency, stability, and survival. That's how you will try to remember. So, real efficiency, I brought that real extra. Only then you will get a mnemonics called progress. Correct? Otherwise, it is only 5 objectives of business. Yes. So, we can accordingly remember. Very good. Now, we will go for divestment and liquidation. Listen carefully. We are now in RTDL concept. Now, RTDL is a part of SIRC. SIRC is a part of your group of grand strategy. Grand is otherwise called directional strategy. It is otherwise called Fluya-Kanja strategy. Indirectly, it will connect with everything. So, when we say SIRC, we told inherent expansion. When we told inherent expansion, we told intensification and diversification. When we told this, we told R is retrenchment. Retrenchment, we told RTDL. It is not only retrenchment, it can also be divestment and liquidation also, RTDL. Turnaround, we told divestment. Listen here. What they will try to do it in the divestment, they will slowly cut off the loss-making units or SBU. I told you, you remember, strategic business unit is a part of your organizational structure. They will cut off the loss-making units to ensure that if you adopt this strategy, you will automatically get the flow of doing a divestment strategy. When they wanted to tell this, they made it very, very clearly that it will start with the liquidation process. They will say which division you will have to remove, which you will have to start your liquidation, how you are going to cover, because it disturbs the other activities also. Let's take for an example, when there are 5 fruits, when one fruit is rotten and it is along with the 4 fruits, it will disturb the other 4 fruits also. Don't you think so? Exactly like that, the strategic business unit or divisions also will work. When a loss-making unit is there, it disturbs the other profit-making units also. So what they will do, it will involve sale or liquidation of the portion of the business or a major division. It will easily try to do that. Now they will try to do a restructuring plan because they will continue doing it for the turnaround. But once turnaround is not working, still they will try to restructure because they wanted to properly close the business. There should be something called no assets, no liabilities. Balance sheet should be nil. Only then the liquidation can fully be completed. So they will try to bring in a rehabilitation or restructuring plan to ensure how they wanted to do it properly. But for that, there are 5 reasons of divestment. You remember 6 danger signals we would have told for turnaround strategy, and then we are connecting that with the 5 reasons of divestment. What are the 5 reasons of divestment? Number 1, mismatch in the acquired business. You do something, you acquire a business, mergers and acquisition is happening. Now, how will you connect? You will not know how to do it. There is a mismatch. You thought one, but something else happened. They are not able to having a match in the acquired business. So you will try to divest and close it off. Second is inability to cope up with the firm as there is a severe competition. Now, let's take for Vodafone an idea. They are not able to manage even after VI concept is brought. They were not able to cope up with the severe competition with Jio and Airtel. So they will not be able to. So they will go for divestment and liquidation. Now, if you see, when Nokia was there initially, they were the first. Nokia were the Finland fellows. They were actually the timber merchants. From the timber merchandise, they wanted to come to the telecommunication and they started connecting people. Correct? Connecting people through telecommunication. We always say in fun way, Indians will not be able to survive if they don't speak. Correct? So they should keep on be speaking. Otherwise, they will not be able to manage it. We tell it in a fun way. But they took that as a strategy itself and said for telecommunication, we should bring in the country's involvement. There only a concept called globalization came. He did not bother about his country alone. He connected with every other countries. And then he said, globalization. We also read the concept called globalization. Correct? In SM, integration of the world into one huge market. So when he wants to cover up from the Nokia, he did not cover only the country that he was. He wanted to cover mainly the India because telecommunication. So slowly, when he start connecting people, he went to a fantastic growth, which anybody cannot expect. Previously and all, we were talking about only Nokia, Sony Ericsson, all these things only will be there. After that, only new things started coming. But once the growth was there, and slowly they came to stability because they were not able to manage the business for various reasons. From stability, they went to survival. They tried doing a turnaround strategy, but still it did not work out. So they were not able to connect previously, like how they were connecting people. Now it was only disconnecting the people. So when they were not able to do it, they said, okay, let's go for divestment. Correct? They have not completely gone, but still there will be always the stage where they may try to come up. It is in the middle of like a turnaround or divestment. And once the full information comes, then they will go for liquidation. Now, what am I talking about? I am talking about the reasons. I am not able to cope up with my competition, severe competition. So we should know this. Whenever you use the word competition, where you will have to go? You will have to remember the Michael Porter 5 forces rule. So write it and keep nearby. When you write 5 reasons for divestment, what is the first point you wrote? Mismatch in the acquired business, hyphen, you can say mismatch. Second is inability to cope up. You can say refer Michael Porter 5 forces rule. Can you write this and keep? Once you finish this, I'll give you a 5 minutes time for you to copy down whatever I have told you. So it should be easy. So inability to cope up with the competition, hyphen you can say Michael Porter 5 forces rule. MP 5 forces rule. The third, I am not a good techie fellow. I am not a tech savvy, but I wanted to do only the business. Now and all it will not work out. You will have to start investing in technological upgradation. If you are not able to do technological upgradation, that means you are already divestment liquidation stage only, because beyond this and all you cannot survive without technology. Correct? They will say in SM, you will have to change with the change in environment. If you are not able to change with the change in environment, you cannot survive in the business. We say survival to the fittest. Correct? So we should know how to invest in the technological upgradation. If you do not know, let's take for an example. We usually come to the institute, correct? Chengalpattu Institute directly in person. We know they arrange from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. We come and take the classes there. Now, if you are not able to update with the technology as a chartered accountant, now I will not be able to speak and you will not be able to listen sitting in your home. And the fantastic way of connecting the people and the faculty is done by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, mainly the Chengalpattu Institute. Correct? They have got awards of how they wanted to make it really strong in a quick span of time. The SICASA is doing a fantastic job. So we have people like Annapurni, we have people like the other people who are like working for the Chengalpattu Institute, and majorly the faculty members and the office bearers are doing a fantastic job. Correct? So how they are able to do technological upgradation? They wanted to give a StreamYard link and they wanted to give a YouTube link, and so that we can connect it. Don't you think we are managing that with the technological upgradation? Why we stopping here? For the exams itself, we suddenly thought institute came up with the concept saying, if at all, if the pandemic situation continues, we cannot be without having the examination. We will try to keep an online exam. We will try to do a technological upgradation. Correct? There are people. Now, let's take for an example in ICA, SIRC itself. You see, Dungar Jain sir, he's a techno expert. So he will try to connect it technologically and he will try to bring back easy ways that the institute is doing a business process automation and they are doing already a fantastic job. But still, they wanted a eminent person. They wanted a chairperson who wanted to really come back strong by showing up all these things. Don't you think even an institute wants to come back doing this? Yes. So when all the international courses have already stopped, ICA, we were trying to do much more better to keep up the examination. But because the pandemic was there, so we did not do it for May. We moved it to June, July, and now November it is going to happen. But still, they will try to invest in technological upgradation for the sake of students and anything for the sake of students community. Yes. Now, technological upgradation. The fourth point is the better alternative is invest is to divest than running an unprofitable business. You know it is not going to work out. If you know it is not going to work out, will you still continue with that business? No. You will always try to have a better alternative to divest than running an unprofitable business. So they will always do that. Last one, I already connected with the danger signal. Persistent negative cash flow of the business. From the business, you do not know how to manage that. And if you can find reasons and still beyond, if it is internal environment, you can manage. If it's external environment, you will only try to do, because competition also can be sometimes severe, where you will have uncompetitive products and services. So you will not be able to bring it. So automatically you will go for divestment. Now, when the divestment is the starting stage, the finishing stage, the end stage is your liquidation. What is liquidation? It chooses to abandon the functions totally. Completely, it is going to close down. They are not going to cover anything relating to your process. They will close it once for all. No assets, no liabilities. Because profit and loss and all is already not there. So we are automatically closing this. Second point, it is the most extreme and unattractive, because just like that, you cannot go for liquidation. Like how you build you constructing a building is will take time. Destructing the building will take equal time or more time than the construction itself. We know that, right? So it's very easy for you to close the business, but the liquidation process will take time, and it will be even more cumbersome procedure than construction or than incorporating a company. So most extreme and unattractive. The next point, I already told you, no assets, no liabilities. So it involves closing down of the whole firm and selling the assets, because you will have to settle the liabilities. So automatically there will be people coming in. And in winding up procedures in CA final and all, they will tell the preferential payment, overriding preferential payment, how the dues has to be provided, in what order has to be provided, what are the assets you are trying to close down and bring, all that they will say. It is the last resort. Next point is, it is the last resort. You don't have any other option apart from that. And they say dead business is more worth than alive, because it is unpleasant. You will not try to have any business which will be dead. It is rather than that you can ensure, rather than keeping it alive and getting losses and disturbing the other profits and units, it is better that you close. It is your unpleasant way of taking. Are we clear? This is what we will cover in liquidation. I'll give you 2 minutes time. I wanted you to write the keywords for RTDL. I'll give you 2 minutes time. You can write it. What and all is there in the screen? I wanted you to zoom it in, and I wanted you to find out and write the keywords and keep, so it's easy. So keywords, reducing the activity, diagnose the cause of the problem. Like that, it is not the covering the whole sentence. Keyword only is important. Can you take that for 5 minutes, and then we can go to the next level? Do that for 2-3 minutes. Give me a minute, guys. I will quickly change over the screen. Yes, can you write it down? Once you finish it, then we will go for HVCC. We'll do that for another some 20-25 minutes. I'll tell you the concept and then we can accordingly write. Write only the mnemonics and keep. So whenever we wanted to share, we can accordingly share for you through the institute also. So no issues. If you are done, give me a yes so that I can continue with the next one. Give me a yes in the chat. Yes, very good. Now we will go open and take the HVCC and make it really, really strong. Let's go for HVCC. Very good. Now HVCC, we call it as the diversification. I will again come back to the story quickly. So listen to this, what we are doing. Number one, we told SIRC, stability, inherent expansion, retrenchment, combination. We did not bother about combination because it can be a hybrid. We did not bother too much on stability because we told it is cautious, conservative, risky, not beyond that. Then we went to retrenchment and said RTDL concept, correct? RTDL concept. Then we wanted to go to inherent expansion. When we told inherent expansion, we told very clearly inherent expansion is equal to your intensification and diversification. Intensification and diversification. Intensification, we are going to connect that with the ANS of matrix, which is your market penetration, market development, and product development. That we made that really, really strong. But what is happening for diversification? How will you diversify? In the grand strategy, listen carefully, in the grand strategy, they wanted to tell very clearly it can be diversification, not necessary like ANS of matrix. It should cover only new product and new market. It can also be a changeover in the existing market. When I try something new, I can ensure that it can be diversification also. Not necessarily like ANS of, it should have new product and new market only. It can be existing product also. Who told this? Bluek and Ja. They told ANSOF will tell new product, new market. For us, the strategy is you will not everything always try to bring new. You should know how it is, should be covered. Now, what is this? Here we are talking about a concept called horizontal, vertical, concentric, and conglomerate. So there are four ways. We call it as HVCC concept. What is this HVCC? Horizontal integration or horizontal diversification, vertical integration or vertical diversification, concentric diversification, conglomerate diversification. There are four ways you will have to remember. Indirectly, whatever you study in diversification, that only will be forming part of your mergers and acquisitions also. M&A, mergers and acquisitions. You will study in AS 14 if you remember, amalgamation, correct? So it will cover all the merger, acquisition, merger, demerger, everything it will cover. So if you remember that, exactly the same way, HVCC is for diversification, HVCC is for mergers and acquisition. For everything, it is, for both it is HVCC, but listen to the keywords. Horizontal integration, vertical integration, concentric diversification, conglomerate diversification. There are four. I'll again repeat. Horizontal diversification, otherwise called horizontal integration, vertical diversification, otherwise called vertical integration, concentric diversification, conglomerate diversification. Same HPCC only for merger, but words will be slightly changing. Horizontal merger, vertical merger, co-generic merger. It is not concentric. Concentric is only for diversification. For merger, it is co-generic merger, conglomerate merger. Conglomerate merger. This is what they will try to say in an indirect way. Now, when you wanted to say this HVCC, you will try to say horizontal vertical. What is this horizontal? See, the first point I have told you, acquisition of one or more similar business. Similar. That means they are in the same stage of production or marketing. That means they are doing the same business. When I wanted to diversify or when I wanted to merge, I will try to be saying that whatever I merge should be of some purpose to me. That means I should be almost in the similar business. What I will do, either complementary product. That means I am dealing with a particular social networking. I wanted to connect with anything which complements it. See the point, Facebook acquiring Instagram. When I wanted to diversify, when Mark Zuckerberg wants to do it, he wanted to cover it through complementary product because everything it is anyway social networking. Not all people use FB Messenger. Correct? People who are connected with the mobile will be using the Instagram so easily because already WhatsApp is got. So Instagram also for the pictures. Don't you think so? When you go to a restaurant, when the food is ordered, before you even touch the food, what you will do? We are and all from our age, immediately when we order, we have it. Okay? What you guys will do, you will not have. What you will do, you will take a picture of that particular food. Let's take for an example, chocolate brownie, correct? So you are getting it. Or you go to Barbecue Nation. You will try to take a picture. You will put one picture in FB story. Another you will put it in Instagram. Another you will try to put it in Twitter or do whatever. Correct? First for us, the social networking only has come. Now don't you think Mark Zuckerberg would have thought that? So complementary products, which is going to complement his work. So he acquired Instagram. Second, byproduct. Anything related to his product, any other byproducts, if he wanted to integrate, yes, he can integrate. The third is taking over the competitor's product. If at all you wanted to take over, that means automatically it is done. Now, recently, we wanted to say the Geo Mart wants to take over the Big Bazaar, correct? So they wanted to, they acquired it, and for some 23,000 crores or odd crores, they wanted to get it. So horizontal, similar business, so easily. See the three examples I told you: Facebook acquiring Instagram, Mittal acquiring the Arcelor, which is your steel business, notebook manufacturer entering into pen market, complementary. So that when you cover the notebook, automatically pen will be free. Like that, they will try to give it to you. So when they integrate into that market, it is going to make their job easy. Horizontal is done. So what's the keyword? Similar business, same stage of the production marketing. It can be CPT. Don't think CPT is ICA. What is this CPT? Complementary product, product which is byproduct, CP, takeover of competitors' product, CPT. Easy to remember. You can remember the examples also. You can remember the examples. You can write the three examples and I'll give you a minute and then I will start with the vertical. I'll give you a minute. Write horizontal. First write heading HVCC. Types of diversification, HVCC, right horizontal, then we'll go to vertical. See what I have used. I know colors gets attracted through your eyes so that you will be energetic. So I have used different colors voluntarily so that it will be energetic. When you see the picture, when it is a normal Excel file with only the boxes and grids, you will not have anything. But when I wanted to color it, you will understand that it is quite good. It is easy for us to do it in a catchy way, like how we see the movies. Correct? If they speak only sentiment, will you sit for 3 hours? Or will they fight only for 3 hours? You will be able to? No, there will be different things they will try to show. So movie gets attracted. Don't you think ITSM also should be like that for you? SM also should be like that. You should feel that SM has become your favorite subject. And after I complete IT, ITSM, EASSM should become a favorite subject for you. And don't even tell that, sir, I am not good in theory, I am weak in theory. Nobody is weak in anything. The only thing is whether you are interested or not. That's the only picture. Don't bother about whether you like theory or whether you did not do it previously. That and all is previous. There should be a change between you attending our class and after attending the class, it should be even more better. I will tell the psychological touch when we complete the class today for strategic management. Or maybe Tuesday when I complete the class, I'll tell you the psychological touch. The positivity is very important than anything else, than the subject itself, correct? Because you should do an internal restructuring. If you don't do a turnaround strategy for CA exam, you will not be able to do anything better. So turnaround is not just for product and service, it is for us also. Don't you think so? November 2020 should be our last attempt. Don't you think you should do turnaround? Yes. What is your strength? What is your weakness? You should do. Yes. Now, by this time, you should have completed your horizontal. By the time you listen to me, you would have completed the keywords. Vertical. What is that they are trying to say? Whenever there is a concept for vertical, we will always say the flow of valuation of inventories, raw material, work in progress, and finished goods, one after another. Now, what is this vertical? Listen carefully, connecting your AS to valuation of inventories. Directly, we are not going to cover the accounting concepts. I'm just telling you for the sake of example so that you connect each other. First point, it relates to the existing business of the firm. Very good. Existing business only, you will try to diversify. It is within the same process sequence. Change should be there. Even if it is new, it should be within a process sequence. I told you, remember, process sequence is raw material, work in progress, finished goods. Don't you think now only I told you AS2 has to be connected? Yes. Now listen carefully. When a tire manufacturer company, okay, wants to diversify into car manufacturing company. Tire manufacturing is more like raw material. Car manufacturing company is more like finished goods. Don't you think you are going forward and diversifying? Yes, it is called forward integration. See the next point here. It moves either forward or backward. From the first stage, I am going to the third stage or the second stage, I am going forward. It is called forward diversification. When I go from the third stage to the second stage or the first stage, it is called backward. So you should know what is this forward and backward. Forward and backward, we will always cover it in vertical. In vertical, we call it as FB. Correct? FB is not Facebook. What is FB? Forward and backward integration. Correct? Vertical can also be forward and backward. What is forward? See the keyword. Moving forward in the value chain and entering the business with the existing products. When you wanted to move forward in the value chain, there is a chain of activities and you go forward in the value chain. It is called existing products. Now, see the next point. It arises when the organization enters into the business of distribution channels. I am a person who is a normal coffee bean manufacturer. See the next example, you will understand. I am a coffee bean manufacturer. I wanted to go to the next level of distribution channel and connect with a coffee day. Let's take for an example CCD. Now I am a bean manufacturer, raw material. From there only you will go to coffee company. Don't you think you are merging or diversifying with that? So are you going forward? Yes. So it is called forward integration. So what you will have to do? So the next is you will have to know backward integration. So what is this backward integration? Creation of effective supply by entering into the business of input providers. So who have been providing you input, you go and diversify with them backward. It is called backward diversification. So expand markets and gain control. Now the people who are running, go to the example, you will understand. The supermarket chain is now doing the final distribution to the customer or consumer. When they wanted to purchase a farm, that means they should go backward and find out the firm. Now what they are doing, they are getting from the firm. Somebody else would be owning the firm, so they will not know what it is. So they will ensure automatically firm will be covered, and they will only be providing the distribution to them. Now they are thinking, we are running a supermarket, we are managing the business well. Why can't we purchase a farm on our own self, and so that everything is going to be easy for us, because from our farm, from our raw material, WIP will be ours and finished goods will be ours, profit will be ours. So profit will ensure all these things will be covered. So I'll go back and gain the control by expanding the market. So I'll go backwards. So supermarket chain to purchase a firm. So that's a easy way to remember. Now we are done with forward and backward. Now see the diagram that we wanted to cover. Are you able to see this diagram? So when we see this diagram, we already told SIRC will be covered. Okay. Now where are we? We are showing the diagram so that it will make your job easy. SIRC. We started about diversification. In diversification, we told HVCC. In HVCC, horizontal, vertical, concentric and conglomerate. Intensification we did not cover. Why? Because intensification we told we will have to cover that in hands of matrix only. Market penetration, market development and product development has to be done. In diversification we told about HVCC, horizontal, vertical, concentric and conglomerate. Vertical we told FD, and we can accordingly remember. Strategic alliance is not a big concept. Strategic alliance, I told you diversification and merger will have HVCC. Both the questions will be almost similar. So I did not touch on mergers and acquisition. When we cover when we cover diversification, automatically it gets covered. Strategic alliances, if I am not doing anything separately, I form an alliance so that I will do 50% of activity. The other person to whom I form alliance will do 50% of activity. Political way, if you see, they will form an alliance, correct? I cannot get the full seats availability. So I form an alliance so that they will also have something as vote. I will also have vote bank. So I'll combine together and we will win. So strategic alliance is not an important concept. So, but we will try to remember it as a TAM. Diversification, strategic alliance and mergers and acquisition. TAM. It is growth is like a dam. So you can remember dam. Growth is dam. What is dam? Diversification, alliance of strategy and mergers and acquisition. So you can remember dam, which is huge. Growth is huge in size. Now we should go and see what is the horizontal and vertical. So we were talking about this diagram. Yes, if you are able to see this diagram, we were very clearly and said, and we can, maybe I'll reduce this size so you will be able to see it. Now, if you see this size, you will understand. We have told like valuation of inventories, raw materials, intermediate goods, manufacturing, marketing and sales, and after sales service. So we have this 5 level of things which will be covered. Forward integration. We always say forward is forward chain. From manufacturing, either you connect with marketing, or from manufacturing, you connect with after sales service. So the diversification forward is done. Distribution channels, we made it strong. Now see the backward. From the third stage, it can go to the second stage, or from the second stage, it can go to the first stage by input providers. From manufacturing, it can go to intermediate goods, or from manufacturing, it can go to raw materials, and it is backward integration. We told that. Horizontal, same production marketing chain. We told CPT, competitor products, then byproducts, products which is byproducts, and taking over the competitors' products and complementary products. We told that, and that diagram is easy for us to understand. Are we clear till this? This is what we told in horizontal, vertical, horizontal and vertical. Now, shall we go to concentric and conglomerate? Yes, we will go to concentric and conglomerate. I'll expand this so that you can accordingly see what is there in concentric or conglomerate. I'll expand this. Now see the concentric. When we say concentric, we always call it as related diversification. You will have to be very careful. When it is diversification, it is concentric. When it is merger, it is co-generic. So we should be strong with the keywords. What is concentric diversification? related diversification. How it will be related? I will tell you the example. First, we will cover the keywords. New business linked with the existing business through either process, technology, or marketing. We usually say PTM, correct? That PTM, you can remember it for concentric. Here it is not PTM, it is PTM. Process, technology, and market connection. So PTM, you can remember it as concentric. So what is this? They are trying to say you will not always have existing product. New product can be a spin-off. I am not taking over the complementary. When I taking over complementary, it becomes horizontal. I am spinning off. I am having a small tweak in the existing process and facility. From that, a new product is coming. See the next point you will understand. Coke purchased several beverage manufacturers to expand the soft drinks industry to beverage. Now, the other beverage manufacturers are not competitors' products. If it is competitive product, it will become horizontal. It is not byproduct. It is then again it is horizontal. It is not the complementary product, but they are trying to say I wanted to spin off from the existing facility. Why I am connecting horizontal now? Always there will be a confusion between horizontal and concentric. You will have to remember CPT there. You will have to remember PTM here. Here, the Coke purchased several beverage manufacturers. See the next point. Coca-Cola, they try to bring in vitamin water. They also diversified with honestly and beverage, etc. Fused beverage. Now, what is the beauty? They are all not complementary products. They are not actually not takeover of the competitive products. They are not the competitors, but they still wanted to do because they will have to have a slight change from what they are doing already. This is what they will try to say in concentric related diversification. See the next example, easy example, computer manufacturing the laptop. A computer company which is dealing manufacturing the laptop company. Or the manufacturing company purchasing or diversifying into laptop company also, because not many people use computers and not many people may use laptop. If you have both, it's easy. You want computer? Yes, I'll give. You want laptop? Yes, I will give. So accordingly, we can try to take the concentric. This is called what? Related diversification. What is the last one? Conglomerate, unrelated diversification. No linkage exists at all. What is that I have marked in yellow? There are no linkages exist at all. The new business that I'm going to cover is completely disjointed from the existing business because I have got no connection. See the one example you will understand. Computer company decides to produce the notebook. Computer where it is there, notebook where it is there. What I have told, I told completely unrelated, completely disjointed with the existing business. It is called what? Diversification, conglomerate. Same thing when you write for merger, it becomes conglomerate merger. This is what we will have in HVCC, which is your major portion of your fourth chapter. Now we will cover up the examples so that we can manage our fourth chapter very easily. I did not touch the fifth chapter fully and sixth chapter fully. We will cover that in the evening, so don't bother about it. But we are already strong with the fourth chapter. Now I will go to the examples. We will cover what is there for the examples, and we can make our job easy. Yes. Now, if you are able to see this, first horizontal. If you wanted to see horizontal, or maybe the types of the HVCC, first we will go for forward integration. I just now told you it is going to be based on your distribution channels, correct? Gaining ownership over the next level of value chain. One more example here they have given, Reliance Industries diversifying into petrol pump. Don't you think you are going forward? Yes. Backward integration. I told you forward, backward can be called integration also. When you go to the value chain input providers, you will get it as backward. And automobile manufacturers diversifying into tire, you are going backward. You are already having automobile, you are going to tire alone means raw material. So horizontal integration. competitive product. You remember CPT? Yes, ICICI Bank taking over Bank of Rajasthan. Example given from our institute material. Conglomerate, completely unrelated. You have got anything to be not covered, so they are trying to manage it. Yes, Birla Group decides to enter into solar power and schools. It has got no connection. Where is solar power? Where is school? No connection. Conglomerate. Next is divestment. You remember RTDL? We will talk about divestment and liquidation. Divestment will say a portion of the unit or major division or SBU2, they will try to divest. So Godrej company withdrawal from the joint venture with Sara Lee from the Africa. So they are trying to slowly divest and they will close up in liquidation. You already know liquidation is extreme and unattractive. Those companies where there are no more in demand and they will sell all the assets so that assets and liabilities will be completely done. So this is what they will call it as HVCC, and we have also told the examples. Can you take these examples now, guys? Let me see if there is anything apart from liquidation. Yes, we have concentric diversification. We already told related diversification. Kotak Mahindra boom, related spin-off. That's what we told. Kotak Mahindra Bank getting into insurance and asset management company. Yes, this is the way you will try to remember your concentric also. So I'll give you 2 minutes time. Can you write this? Please write this. What is the keyword alone? You can write it so that you will have a writing practice. Why am I making you write now is to have a writing practice. Do that, and once it is done, then automatically you can finish your other keywords also. I will sum up for another 10-15 minutes so we can complete the corporate level strategies very easily. Take it down. Yes, I hope you should have done. We will go to the corporate level strategies that we wanted to have. Now we are going to take today now what we are going to complete in another 15 minutes, and then what we will do in the evening is 3 level of strategies: corporate level, business level, and functional level. I already told you top level, middle level, and low level will be there. I will quickly sum up. Once we complete this, I will sum up. Corporate level, I was talking about the Bahubali story. So indirectly, CEO. You can write this. These are the important MCQs that they will ask in the exam. Corporate level. In corporate level, who will be the guardian of shareholders' welfare? The answer is CEO. CEO is called the guardian of shareholders' welfare, and other corporate staff also will help in corporate level. Corporate level is the top level. So they will develop the strategies. They will define the mission and goals. We call in SM called VMOG, vision, mission, objectives, and goals. So you can remember the corporate level strategies very easily. The third is individual business strategy. The top level individual business strategies also will be done. Strategic planning also will be done. And that's the crux of the strategic planning process. So please write this. Corporate level, you have 3 important keywords to be remembered. They are: the CEO is the shareholder welfare's guardian, and corporate staff will help. They will define the strategies, individual business strategies also they will do. Overall strategic planning process also they will do. Please write this and keep. Then we will go to business and functional level. Then I will sum up for the last 10 minutes. All these are MCQs. Strategic management, 15 marks. If you are strong with the concept, it will be like a cakewalk you can complete and get 15 marks. EIS also I tell you what to do. So 30 marks is already in hand. Don't you think? You extra 10 marks you can write in another half an hour. That means you can start your exams by 2 o'clock. You can pass your EASSM by 3 o'clock. Don't you think in half an hour you will get 30 marks like this if you concentrate? Another 10 marks will you not write in another half an hour? So don't think of passing in EASSM. Think of minimum exemption. Minimum exemption should be in EASSM. Now you know how to easily study SM from us, and you can also do it and further proceed. Start studying for your life and not just for exams. CA is life for you. CA is life. It is not just exams. If you pass the exams, that does not mean everything you have already got it. But when you study for your life, automatically exam gets covered. What will we say in SM? Macro environment covers the micro environment, correct? Macro environment is your life. When you cover CA as your life as macro environment, exams is micro, automatically it will get covered and you will pass the exam. So that's not a big deal at all. But when you cover micro, it may not cover the macro. Along with the marks, marks are important. I will not say no. Marks are very important, but marks alone is not important. Knowledge is very important. Intelligence and memory is important. We will always go by the Einstein's words. The true sign of knowledge is not, the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. How much you visualize, how much you think in your mind that you are, that only determines you. So don't stop in a micro level. I should pass CA, I should pass CA, I should pass CA. What will you do after CA? So you should concentrate on a future level. This is what we call it as vision and mission, correct? So we will cover all that when we complete the strategic management. So stop studying for exams, start studying for your life. Automatically, you will cover your exams also. Now we will come to business level. When we say business level, it will go division by division. I was talking about business strategies, specific or particular business strategies for each product division. You will ensure business level strategies has to be considered. Their CEO was taking care. Here, the principal general manager will be taken care. So we should be concentrating on saying the general manager. So what you should know principal general manager will be concentrating. Here it is the CEO or the guardian of shareholders' welfare. When you say functional level, you will try to say departments will be taken care. And so accordingly for functional level, departments will be taken care. So we should know corporate level, business level, and functional level is each. And functional level, the last point is it provides information for other levels. That means the low level activities, if you do only, you will take it to middle level. Middle level will take it to top level. So provides information for other two levels. Who will do the activity? Functional level only will do the activity. So we should be concentrating on providing information for other levels. This is what you should accordingly try to remember. Yes. Now, all these things we were able to do. Now, shall we visualize what we have done for this 1.5 hours or more than that? We can do that for 10 minutes and close for the day. Now, listen carefully what we have done. I'll go to the chart. You will understand it in a better way. So, we will do that. This is the chart we were talking about, if you quickly remember. So, SIRC, correct? When we cover SIRC, we told stability, inherent expansion, retrenchment, and combination. I made it simple so that it will be easily visible for everything. We told corporate level strategies is otherwise called grand strategies. Grand strategies is otherwise your Gloyak and Jaw strategy. Automatically, Gloyak and Jaw includes mergers and acquisitions. This is what we told very simply. When we told this, we told you should cover your objectives of business, which is called your uh, the objectives of business. We call as progress. When we cover progress, we connected with product life cycle (IGMD). When we connected with product life cycle, we connected with your EGMA, which is your ADL matrix. From there, we connected with your corporate level strategies. Corporate level strategies is otherwise called grant. Grant is otherwise called Gloyak and Jaw. Corporate level strategies has 4. SIRC. we connected that stability, inherent expansion, retrenchment, and combination. Combination, we did not bother. Stability, we told it is cautious, conservative, and risky. Then we told retrenchment. When we covered retrenchment, we told RTDL. Retrenchment, turnaround, divestment, and liquidation. When we told retrenchment, we will say reducing the scope of activity, but diagnose the cause of the problem. Only when you diagnose the cause of the problem, you will be able to find whether you can do turnaround or directly go for liquidation. Turnaround, if you remember, 6 danger signals will be there. So I will show that also. We can accordingly write. Yes, six danger signals were there, and we were able to complete that also. Now, when we wanted to cover this, 6 danger signals are there. We covered through dump Ola. Then we also told 5 stages or action plans. If you want, you can also remember it. I already told you, but I did not make you write. There are 5 stages or action plans for the turnaround strategy: assessment of current problems, analyze the situation and develop a strategic plan, implementing an emergency action plan, restructuring the business, and returning back to normal. So we made that really, really strong, and we told this has to be covered in that way. So you can accordingly remember the plans. You can manage this very easily. Assess and analyze IRR. That's how you will try to remember. Assess the current problem, analyze the situation and develop a plan, implement the action plan, because that's turnaround, emergency action plan, restructuring the business, and returning back to normal. So we made that very, very strong, and we ensured that this is how we will try to cover your action plans. Now, we did not stop there. We told divestment and liquidation, correct? When we told divestment and liquidation, we told easily it cuts off the loss making units. Sale or liquidation will happen, but it is a starting process, part of rehabilitation or restructuring plan. There are 5 reasons of divestment. One is mismatch, another is inability to cope up, can't invest in your technological upgradation, you go for divestment. Then better stop this rather than going for an unprofitable business. Negative cash flow, if you are having, you will go for divestment. Liquidation, I told you, most extreme and unattractive. Last resort, that is the last thing you will do. Dead business is more worth than alive. And we made that really, really, really strong. RTDL, we already completed this. Now we then went to HVCC, and we made that this is the diagram we wanted to talk about, correct? So when we wanted to say this diagram, we told very clearly we should remember these concepts, correct? So we were talking about your retrenchment and other things, so we can accordingly manage this. So we told acquisition of business, and we also told horizontal, vertical, and concentric and conglomerate. We were doing that. Horizontal, we told CPT, and when we told vertical, we told forward and backward. When we told forward, we tried to say the distribution channels should be proceeded. When we told backward, we will go to input channel, input providers. Concentric, we told PTM, and we connected with the examples. And concentric, we told us related diversification. Conglomerate is unrelated diversification. With examples, we were able to cover everything. And this is what we were also able to do. HVCC is also completed. And strategic alliance. If you remember this diagram, we were talking about the strategic alliance also. So we made it very simple, saying that strategic alliance, I am not able to do it fully, but I form an alliance and then develop a strategy and develop my business. This is what is there in your 4th chapter. So I'll quickly summarize in another 2-3 minutes. Again, one more thing so that you will have a full revision. Listen here. Objectives of business, progress, product life cycle, IGMD, ADL matrix, EGMA, corporate level strategies, otherwise called grand strategies, otherwise called Gloyak and Jaw strategies, SIRC. Nothing in stability, nothing in combination, retrenchment, RTDL. This retrenchment will not go always to liquidation, turn around. 6 danger signal and 5 action plan. Divestment is your starting of the process. Liquidation will finish the process. Then we came to HVCC, which is your inherent expansion. In inherent expansion, you have two. One is called intensification, another is called diversification. Intensification, we told we will cover in hands-off matrix. market penetration, market development, product development. Then we wanted to go for diversification, HVCC, horizontal, vertical, concentric diversification, conglomerate. When I say HVCC of diversification, automatically mergers also gets covered. So indirectly, M&A also will get covered. That is horizontal merger, vertical merger, co-generic merger, conglomerate merger. We made that also strong. When we went to horizontal, we told CPT. When we told vertical, FB, forward and backward. When we told concentric, we told related diversification, PTM, process technology and marketing, related diversification. Conglomerate is unrelated diversification, disjointed with the business, and you have strategic alliance also, which I already told. So there are three strategies in strategic level: corporate level, business level, functional level. Corporate level is the SIRC we completed. Business level and functional level, we will take it in the evening and complete your 3 chapters revision. This is what we have done for your corporate level strategies, but indirectly, I told you, study for concept and not for the chapter and index coverage alone. You will have to know everything in everything. Usually, what is the big mistake we do? We open first chapter, read the first chapter, close the first chapter. Again, when you get time, you will again open the first chapter, read the first chapter, close. When will you complete then 5th chapter, 6th chapter, and 7th chapter and all? So you should know conceptually when you get connected, everything is interlinked so that you don't study for exam. When you study for exam, you try mucking up, but you will not try to do that when you study for concept. Memory is important. I am not saying no, but more than memory, conceptual coverage is important. As a chartered accountant, you cannot remember everything when you mug up because it goes only in your temporary memory. Temporary memory. Many people will say, sir, I studied SM today. Day after tomorrow, I'm forgetting. You tell me after this class that gets over, when you listen to me, after 2 days, tell me you are forgetting. I bet you will not be able to forget because I have not touched your conscious mind. I am touching your subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is more temporary memory. You will not forget things very easily. For example, a birthday surprise or a person who are hurting you, or when something is coming as a magic, you will not forget it for your lifetime because that's touching your subconscious mind or not just the conscious mind. I'm touching your conscious, I'm not touching your conscious, I'm touching your subconscious. So you will remember it for a long period of time. IGMD, EGMA, you will remember. Whenever you see progress, you will remember objectives. Whenever you go to institute, you will remember corporate level strategies because we told it as SIR. This is how you will try to plan and practice, and we can make easily the strategic management strong in the evening also. So I hope you would have enjoyed this session. So what we will do, I'll stop sharing the screen. So I'll hand over the session to Annapurni. So she'll be able to complete the proceedings, and then we will start again in the evening. Over to Annapurni now. Annapurni, you are in mute.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much, sir. It was a wonderful session. Hope hope all the students enjoyed this session. Students, the material which was shared by sir in this session will be shared in the description box below once this video gets uploaded in YouTube. And today from 5 to 7 evening, we are having the continuation of this session. Sir has given the topic as business level strategies and functional level strategies. So students, those who attended this, don't stop with this. You can you have to join the evening session also. Subscribe to this channel so that you get notified whenever we come live. And kindly share this video with your friends as much as possible. And let's help everyone, let's help each other so that we get a grip in this paper, and let's not find it difficult anymore to face this paper. All the very best, happy learning. Meet you all in the evening session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.